What's up, Weebos? You want to put some music on? Send it.
Bro, that's shitty. HEP is printing zeros on ICO. I was looking at that. Yeah, I feel like even holding it as a hedge if you're going in cash against like Bitcoin. Good morning, Necroflex. How you doing?
What's up, Pranav? That's a lot of good mornings.
Everybody, welcome to Thursday. I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your day wherever you may be. A couple of disclaimers before we start off. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just a trader trading my own shit. For all the tools I'll be using on stream, they can be found on the bapigindicator.com website. These guys make the best mathematics-based indicators on TradingView. They have a bunch of free stuff available, and there's a referral link in the description of the stream, so do check them out. Also, come follow us in Discord, come hang out, come ask questions, and learn new concepts and get away from those triangles and RSI nonsense. I do have a Twitter available as well. Come follow me there. I do my best to spot occurrences outside of the stream and generally just shitpost. All right, let's take a look at the markets. We got quite a lot of stuff to cover. What's up, little chub? How you doing? All right, let me make sure the music's quiet enough. All right, let's start off with the indices as we usually do. I know the CPI print came out today. That's going to be pretty important going forward. I think it is the highest print since somewhere in the 80s at 7.5. Now, I know you guys have heard me voice concerns about that figure just because they tend to change the formula quite a lot whenever they want some sort of number to fit whatever narrative they're trying to produce. And generally, we look to bonds to gauge whether there is actual inflation going on, whether the larger, more liquid market is actually panicking about inflation. Currently, rates haven't done much for about a year now. Since February of 2021, they've been essentially within the same range. So it'll be interesting to see how this market reacts going forward. We'll keep an eye on it. All right, let's take a look at the indices. What happened across the world? Australia taking a bit of a step down. The market is still... No, this market is now leaving non-random walk, going into random walk. So this inefficiency is being traded away, currently taking a little bit of a step down here. Volatility, HVP is at 79, so still have some room to go, although not very much until 100. Can persist there for quite a while. What is it? Undefined? Indefinite, an indefinite period of time. It can stay there for as long as it wants, but generally you shouldn't be betting on volatility expansions once we do get up there. Let's take a look at the weekly. So for this week, as well as for the other major indices, the DO is going to be playing a pretty key role to see if we close the week below it or we don't. If we do close the week above, we will start to look for the big moves to come to the upside. That'll certainly be nice. It'll be nice being a moon boy once again. All right, let's take a look at Germany. Also taking a bit of a step down. This market entropy is moving down, suggesting a more favorable environment for Delta traders, with significant changes in price coming to the downside as long as this persists. Not a good look for Germany so far. Plenty of room on HVP to go, 47 currently. Anything else that's extreme? No. Some autocorrelation present on DWT with a lag of 1, and on VRT suggesting possible positive autocorrelation as well. All right, how is Russia doing? So Russia HVP is at 100 now. Pretty crazy to see. A pretty big massive move has happened and seems to be coming to an end now, at least for the time being. We should wait for HVP to start moving below the moving average to give us a little bit better chance of calling that, hey, this volatility is now done. We can also look to higher time frames as well to see if there's any further room on that. Let's take a look at the weekly, for example, and weekly has plenty of room to go still. HVP at 47. Obviously this can take a long period of time, you know, a year, 2 years is pretty reasonable, but currently still lots and lots of room to go on the weekly, also on its due as well. Damn, crazy. I bet there are some options plays to be made. I know there were a lot of options plays to be made when we were hitting the below 1% mark. You know, even if you wanted to go short puts and maybe even cover those as well, that's a pretty decent possibility. Could have printed some money there. Nice. Let's take a look at MOEX. Very similar. HVP at 99, getting pretty extreme. Can persist here for quite a while, but we shouldn't be betting on any further volatility expansions. I think that's a little bit unreasonable. Currently, the big changes in price are expected to be upside as long as you are above the due. How's ZK doing? Sorry guys, a little bit sick this morning. Actually my mom got sick and I think I'm getting sick too, but we can still do the streams. We're good. All right, the QCV is hinting at a cross up. HVP, lots of room at 30. Anything extreme here? No, not really. Entropy is not at any sort of significant level. 994 doesn't seem to be moving down, so not a favorable environment for delta traders here, but the big changes in price are still expected to the upside. How's China doing? China volatility cooling once again. It's most likely going to go for another rip here as the HVZ is on the lower band now and HVP is very low at 5.75. Can stay low for quite a while, but the bet here should be on higher volatility with big changes in price expected to the downside as long as you are below the due. Damn, not a good look for China. Not a good look for China at all. Let's take a look at the weekly on it. Weekly mom still negative. Plenty of room on the weekly as well at 35. And SSR is at an extreme on the downside band, so self-similarity is likely to move up here as it is at some extreme on the lower end here. Let's see if we get some sort of big massive move on the weekly for China. All right, Hang Seng volatility picking up at 73. Nothing too major has happened here since we saw yesterday. The thing of note here will be the QCV. If this does give you a cross up today and starts moving up, we'll be expecting more variance in price. Some room on HVP, not too much though, currently at 73. Japan taking a step down. Entropy moving down in Japan below the due. How's the weekly doing on this? Yeah, weekly's below the due as well. Plenty of room on the weekly. And some room on the daily. Currently HVP at 60 seems to be rising as well. As long as this persists, I would be expecting the big changes in price to come to the downside. Not a good look for Japan. Let's take a look at Nikkei. In general, indices don't look too healthy, especially on the higher time frames on the weekly, as they are still below the due. It will be nice to see them settle above and we can all go to the beach and just go along and forget about it. All right, Nikkei HVP at 94. HVZ coming off the lower band here. When was this? Yes, the big changes in price are still expected to the downside. Let's get into the US stuff. How much time do we have? We got 5 minutes before the open. Let's see how the pre-market on Dow Jones. So the US inflation numbers came out today. at 7.5%. I think that is the big story. Everybody's looking to the Fed to see what they're going to do regarding this, but looks like markets are going to open down. Now, we have been expecting two things here. First of all, from the weekly perspective, well, Dow Jones looked a little bit better on the weekly than Nasdaq and the S&P, but nevertheless, you were still below the due. So the big changes of price should still be expected to the downside here on the weekly. SSR moving up above the mid-band as well. Although this is an up move. All right, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna speculate on this just because it's still open. We should wait for the end of the week, but you are on the first expected move for the weekly. Looks like a down open today. Plenty of room on volatility. The other thing is that this was not a random walk, or was unlikely to be a random walk. The market is being inefficient here, so likely this inefficiency does get traded away. You do have autocorrelation present on the daily, as well as on the not on the daily, excuse me, on the SSR, as well as the DWT with a lag of 1. So positive returns are likely to be followed by positive returns, and vice versa. So if we do start seeing negative returns come in, they're likely to be followed by negative returns. As long as this stuff persists, VRT, DWT, and the SSR not going to be a good look. All right, let's take a look at the S&P. S&P taking a decent step down. Also, VRT was suggesting not a random walk here. Some room on HVP, currently at 83, but I think on the higher time frames, you got plenty of room. HVP at 49, and you are below the due coming off of the first expected move. You had 70% chance of closing the week below 4,585 with, what is it, 2 trading days to find out whether you're going to be right on that. Nice, powerful expected moves coming into play yet again. Let's see how we close the week. This is going to be a pretty nutty close. Nasdaq was looking the worst out of all of them, still below the due, coming off the first expected move. Anything too crazy on the weekly? No, not really. HEP at 60. On the daily, entropy moving down. Price is below the due, expecting the big changes in price to come to the downside. HVP now at 90, getting pretty crazy, and HVZ picked up on this move down as well. Now, the interesting thing, I think, next week will be the SSR. Are we going to start moving up again? Because we do have room above the mid-band here. So if the SSR is going to pick up above the mid-band, you know, this is what we saw when we first started dumping. When self-similarity of returns started picking up above the mid-band, you got a pretty damn decent move out of it. When was this? From 15,211 all the way to 13,955. VIX up 10% today. Damn, crazy. All right, let's get into crypto stuff. I don't know if any of you guys saw Dan Peña. This is the reason for my title. Dan Peña is suggesting that he alone knows who Satoshi is. I don't know if you guys even know who Dan Peña is, and that Satoshi is actually Vladimir Putin. It's me. Yeah, he's extremely anti-Bitcoin because Putin made it. It's his great plan to go around the West and make them all pay. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's like the culture of is it even Americans? I don't even know what Dan Peña is. I think he lives in like Scotland or something. No, it's not Bali's buddy Peña from the Cape. But whatever happens in the world, whatever it is, whatever is ominous in the world, it's always like, oh, Russians did it or Putin did it. It's like, what the fuck? Like, oh man. Maybe we'll show that clip later on. The shit was so fucking funny. Showing the 5-year and the 30-year. Dan Peña is the angry old suit guy. Yeah, that's exactly right. He's the $1 trillion self-proclaimed $1 trillion man. He runs like, I don't know, he runs some like courses for people to get rich where he just yells at them the whole time. And it's like, if you wanted those courses, why don't you just, you know, come join the cave and do TA? You'll become a billionaire extremely quickly. All right. Bitcoin starting the day off still within the first expected moves. But the major thing here is HVP. I've been harping on this for so fucking long. Volatility likely to expand. I think making a volatility play here is still well worth it with HVP at 9. Will we get significant changes in price? Probably, but we have to wait for autocorrelation, or else we just get some sort of craziness, and price stays relatively the same within a range, but just what is it? The returns get larger. Just trade TA and keep a journal. It's just self-depreciating. Dear diary, I lost all my money again today. Okay, so on the daily, still within the first expected moves, HEP at 9.32. Let's go off of the higher time frames first, and then we will move into the low time frames. Currently, Hearst is in mean reversion. I do have mine set to 365, but we don't tend to stay in mean reversion for very long. Not very long at all throughout the history of Bitcoin with these settings, and it just speaks to how much of a trending market Bitcoin is, which is pretty fucking crazy to see. Very, very rarely do we see mean reversion on this 365-day sampling period, and when we do see it, it doesn't stick around for long. We haven't even seen significant mean reversion, so that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. I would still make the bet on higher volatility here. Let's go into higher time frames. How's the weekly doing? So the weekly, like the rest of the indices, is on the due, or was on the due. Didn't actually get to the first expected move, but as long as it does remain below the due, the big changes in price would be expected to the downside. HEP at 50, plenty of room to go. Autocorrelation present. Actually, weekly is in significant trend, which is pretty damn crazy. For what it's worth, Mom has been on its way up with declining R squared, suggesting we should ignore this data here, as the fit is getting less and less fitting. Is that the right way to look at it? Yeah. All right. With the scalp mode still printing reds on the weekly. So as long as that does persist on the weekly scale, I am still looking for the big changes in price to come to the downside, with plenty of room on volatility to go. With the daily over next 30, 60, 120 days, a likely HEP picks up, volatility picks up with it. And let's look at the lower term stuff to try and time some stuff out better. Now, when this is so crazy, it's not that crazy actually. Before the stream started, HEP was extremely low, and I actually wanted to speak about it before the stream, but then it of course picked up, and now it seems like we missed it altogether, with the HVC being on the top band already. Hearst entering into trend, price going below the due. We do have autocorrelation here with the Hearst. Sorry, let the entropy load in. Of course, TradingView is a little bit clunky. Man, this is really really the next step. I feel like is building out our own TradingView. All this shit like never loads, and the amount of bullshit that the BA Pig team has had to deal with TradingView is crazy. It's crazy. Tesla HEP still low. I bought a straddle into early March. Nice, fucking powerful. That's a crazy thing, man. Like, HEP is such a powerful tool, especially if you understand options, and it's completely free. All right, not too much on entropy here on the 1 hour quite yet. Still not a favorable environment for delta traders. Let's take a look at Ethereum. HEP at 32, plenty of room to go. HEZ on the upper band, so likely cools off for the next couple of hours or so, and then probably goes for another stab. Nothing too crazy on entropy. Hearst is moving into a trend. All right, the big one I think was Nasdaq. Yeah, Nasdaq HVP on the hourly was printing zeros. Started to pick up, now at 13.7. It's crazy. It's crazy because, you know, everybody's going to be talking about inflation numbers today, but really, maybe you should have been expecting volatility. Maybe you should have been expecting volatility since when? Since the 9th of February. What's the date? Since yesterday. Also, is there anything else I wanted to mention here? No, for Ethereum, the mean for returns has gone negative once again. Daily HVP at 32 and HVZ near the lower band. Plenty of room for volatility to spike here. And similar to the indices, VRT was suggesting this is not a random walk. This market is inefficient and this is likely to get traded away at some point in the future, probably sooner rather than later. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. I haven't been catching moves as fast with the 21 SMA, 9 SMA Golden Cross, so I moved to 20 EMA and 8 EMA. Oh my god, the fucking EMA people. Oh, that's so crazy. That's so good. That brings back memories. Currently for Bitcoin and Ethereum, you are on the first expected move. Are you on Bitcoin? No, not quite yet. On Ethereum, you are on the first expected move at 30.96. You have a 70% chance of closing the day above there for today, so do keep an eye on that as well. All right, let's move into some stocks. Yeah, let's move into some stocks. Let's move into Tesla. How's Tesla doing? 9 hour and 52 minutes. Yeah, the most powerful time frame for anybody that's new and learning is the 33-year time frame. There is no time frame more powerful. When HEP is printing zeros on 33-year time frame, it's basically game over. You're gonna have a move so big that you're gonna be a trillionaire by the end of it. Likely volatility spike incoming for Tesla. HVZ near the lower band can persist here for quite a while, can hang around the lower band for quite a while, but likely spikes at some point in the future, next 30 to 60 days. That's not an exact metric. We've seen smaller spikes, we've seen it hang around. Like it doesn't have to do anything, but I would bet on a higher HVZ at some point in the future. When that comes, it's anybody's guess, really. BTC looking bullish as fuck on the 33-year time frame. Yes, in fact it is. And then let's take a look at the hourly at the straddle that Speedstrom bought. Also, what time frame were you looking at? Maybe on the hourly. On the hourly, it is pretty low. It is pretty low, and likely, you know, when you are zooming into an area, like let's say you're on the daily and you're going to 1 hour, what you're doing is you're kind of zooming it. You're like putting that daily under a microscope to see how that return is formed. So the fact that we have the daily HVZ being low, HVP decently high, but still has room to 100. HVZ is low, and if we zoom in on the hourly, HVP and HVZ are both pretty damn low, with HVP at 3.84. So likely volatility over the next 120 hours. That's at least the metric that I use. It doesn't have any statistical backing or anything like that, but just as a rule of thumb, not a bad bet to make. How many days is that? Jesus Christ, 4 or 5 days, something like that. Over the next 5 days, nice. And hers coming up too. Yeah, on 365, it's already in trend. Nice play. I know we don't have options on this, but ICOA, this is one me and we both have been looking at for fucking ages. Probably volatility incoming on ICOA. This is OTC, so I don't think they do options on this, but HVP at 0, pretty damn extreme. 0.27 if you want to be precise about it, but that's a crazy extreme. Also, first has been in, holy shit, this illiquid stuff, man. That's fucking crazy. Hers has been coming out of significant mean reversion for How long? For 3,770 days. Powerful Icoa. Looks like this got like a bout of volatility and has been mean reverting ever since 33 years. That's crazy. Oh man. All right. So likely see some volatility in Icoa as long as you're above the due, likely to the upside. But we will have to wait and see. I would personally like to just buy options on it, but obviously we can't. Let's take a look at gold as well. How's the shift coin doing? So gold, we've been expecting volatility in, and actually SSR is above the mid-band, suggesting a possibility for a big massive move here. Also QCV seems to want to cross up. If we get this today, that will be a nice occurrence. With big changes in price expected to the upside. Do we have anything in the way of autocorrelation? No, just the SSR with entropy moving down. Nothing too significant on entropy, but as long as this persists, I would expect significant changes in price to come to the upside. All right, what else is there? How's the pot sector doing? Yeah, nothing too crazy here. All right. If there's anything you guys want to take a look at, do let me know, and I would be more than happy to take a look at it. Oh. Liquid nuke. Let's take a look at liquid. Okay, this is pretty significant. This is pretty significant. Let's take a look at it. So this is the investment grade corporate bond ETF, and usually when we get credit events like the one during the Rona, as well as before that, I think the 2018 didn't do too well. Or was 2018? Yeah, this was 2018. We did have a sell-off in the markets in 2018 that were pretty big, but they weren't widely talked about because they were relatively short-lived, and they weren't that significant in the grand scheme of things. Let's take a look at 2008. Yeah, this is 2008. So this is the iShares investment grade corporate bond ETF, and currently it's moving down pretty damn fast. Damn, not good. I wonder how the repo rates are. Entropy moving down. Mom is negative, below the due. Still expecting the big changes in price to come to the downside. HEP pretty high, but still has some room to go. And Hearst has just entered trend. Not a good look for the investment grade corporate bonds. Damn. All right. Could you look at the rates chart you have? Yes, absolutely. We may heat up soon. Curzio was talking about how 22 states are voting for legalization in November. We should do a deep dive. Yeah, absolutely, we can. I've been looking at the pot market for quite a while. It's been taking a beating and a half. I've taken some stabs at it, but none too successful, and I just wasn't willing to hold them. I would definitely be happy to take a look at it, and ETC USD would be decent. That one's been ripping. Yeah, absolutely, we'll take a look at it. All right, let's start off with the rates. I've adjusted this chart a little bit. And I've been looking back in history. So a couple of things. I'm tracking the 30-year here, not the short-term stuff. And I'm tracking this because it is very responsive to what's going on in the actual economy. It's one of the more liquid ones. Well, it's not one of the more liquid. It's literally the most. It's one of the most liquid instruments that there is out there in the world is the US 30 years. Currently, the rates have been moving up just a bit. The problem here is between the short-term rates and the long-term rates. I'm tracking the 10s and the 2s here. I've been making updates just trying to see what's better. For some reason, I can't seem to see the yield curve inversion here on TradingView. I don't know whether it's because it's giving me it as a percentage, but generally when we cross the 0 line, that's when all the boomers start talking about recessionary risks. And certainly them getting closer together is not a good sign. When money costs less to borrow, you know, on the longer term and on the shorter term, there's something skewed. There's something weird going on, and most likely is a result of people hedging some sort of risk that is unknown, which makes sense because markets do tend to dump after. So I'll keep messing with this. This is sort of a little bit more experimental, but we are likely to continue seeing more variance as the QCV has started to pick up. The last big occurrence we got, well, we can even track this one. When was this? Rates went from 1.64 to 2.5 on the 30 years. So pretty damn big move in rates. A pretty damn big move in rates. So we'll see how crazy this gets. $33-year bonds. Yeah, that's right. There was talk of them doing 100 years. I think some countries have already started doing 100-year bonds, which is fucking nuts. All right, body. I'm in this. Talk me into selling or keeping. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at body. The Beachbody Company. Weebos getting ready for the summer, hey? Is this OTC? No, this is not OTC. We don't have too many metrics on this. This is daily. Yeah. Yeah, this just came out. Earnings coming up. If you have options on this is probably a decent event to play from a volatility perspective. Just buy calls and maybe I shouldn't phrase it like that. I would personally be buying calls and puts on earnings, and either volatility comes in or it doesn't. We can take a look at the shorter term stuff. On the hourly, HVP at 13, probably over the next 5 or so days, volatility does come into play here. This is pretty low reading on the HVP. This can cool for quite a while though. This can cool for quite a while. It's not at extreme per se, but it's definitely on the lower end. 45 bars last time it took to cool it off before we started seeing a rise in volatility once again. Currently the big changes in price are expected to the downside. It's below the due. With Hearst in trend. COVID may be over soon, just waiting for Biden to decide it's safe and effective. Yeah, I think from all the speculation that I've heard, at least, probably we see the State of the Union mention the ending of COVID. I think that's coming up in March. State of the Union. I know he's been flip-flopping a lot. Yeah, Tuesday, March the 1st. Tuesday, March the 1st, we could probably see the ending of COVID restrictions in the United States. I know their approval ratings for the Dems have been just getting sold off like crazy. If you own puts on approval ratings for US Democrats, you are up big. But probably they start changing their tune just because of that, and no better date to do it than March 1st. Does Twitch freeze the video for anyone else? Is deficit Twitch problem? Does it freeze? Can somebody else confirm? It might be my camera. I'm honestly I've bootstrapped the shit out of my stream. I hope you guys know that. I'm running a GoPro as a webcam. Buying puts on the souls of Democrats. Imagine that market. Have you seen the daily HVP on US 5-year yield? It's mad as fuck. Just saw it now. Let's take a look. Let's take a look on the daily. Yeah, pretty damn low. Looks like it started rising as well, with entropy moving down. Yeah, so probably short-term stuff does take a little bit of a spike here. We'll see that this will affect the entities for who the interest rate actually matters, which is mostly the zombie companies. If they're boring on the 5-year, if they probably have even shorter term stuff, honestly. But if they're boring on the 5-year, this will certainly risk them getting blown up. What's the index? Does anybody know the index for junk bond ETFs?
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
6 heating up, COVID reopen play. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at 6 and let's take a look at airlines. That's actually probably not a bad play. Yep. On the daily, HEP at 12, plenty of room to go. Entropy started to move down, QCV moved up. Market is inefficient here. This is likely to get traded away. Also, this move is unlikely to persist. Look at the new SSR way outside of the band there on the top end. If you are wanting to bet long, probably not a bad assumption to wait just a little bit and see if this ends up cooling off a little bit. Let's take a look 9 bars back as well. Yeah, not anywhere crazy on the probabilities, but on the SSR, that is pretty nuts. We don't get too many occurrences outside of the top band. Let's take a look at the last one here. This was on the move down. SSR was outside of the band, was unlikely to persist. Even though you got lower prices later on, you took a little bit of a reset. So probably something like that does end up happening. At least that's how I would look at it, with HEP likely to continue expanding. And that probably give it enough time to trade away this inefficiency as well. Nice. Man, this new SSR is fucking bomb. Alright, 3-day SSR, drift QCV, etc. Yeah. Let's take a look at airlines. Let's take a look at maybe even Boeing is not a bad play. Not an airline, but an airplane manufacturer, and also with the shit going on with Ukraine, they do have defense contracts as well. HEP pretty high on the weekly. Damn, did Boeing never recover from COVID? Holy shit. Was this the Rona? Yeah, this was the Rona. Damn. On the weekly, SSR moving in above the upper band, so likely more upside as long as this does persist. Returns when positive. HEP at 79, pretty high, but nothing extreme here. And Hearst is in trend. So probably more upside for Boeing. Let's take a look at the dailies. Above the due, big changes in price are expected to the upside, with QCV looks like it wants to cross up. Mean for returns is positive here, so expecting the big changes to come to the upside, with SSR being outside of the not outside, excuse me, above the mid band. Nice. Raytheon was on the list. Yeah, let's take a look at Raytheon. Fuck, powerful Raytheon. Entropy moving down, QCV moving up, possible positive autocorrelation on the VRT, and SSR moving up as well. I think this one doesn't have too much room here. If you want to go long right here, right now, could wait for this to cool off and maybe structure a long play there. Nice. Well done. Well done, Raytheon. In general, defense stuff has been looking pretty damn good. I know we were looking at it maybe 2 weeks ago and it was already looking good. Oh, somebody said Ethereum Classic. Let's take a look. Yeah, shit, this is a juicer. For Ethereum Classic, QCV gave you a cross up a couple of days ago. Hearst is in trend. VRT suggesting not a random walk here, and Entropy moving down. SSR bouncing off of the mid band and nothing too crazy on volatility at 45. It looks to be expanding still. Nice. Well done if you caught this play. Hey, you probably got some plays on the probabilities as well here. Let's go like 93 bars. Is this the most insane one? Yeah, nice play off of the 1% cone here. Powerful. This is the crazy part. CPI did come in hot as fuck. It did come in hot as fuck, but look at the Dixie. It's like no change. Ruble's appreciating. How's Canadian? Yeah, pretty much the same. Nothing too crazy in the currencies. Canadian trucker strike protest ended. Is that confirmed? For realsies, did they go home? What happened? Oh shit. Were the mandates lifted or not? I use interactive brokers, Weebos. Politicians folded. Fuck yeah, look at that. Look at that. I was actually talking with some of my Canadian friends a couple of days ago, asking them whether they'd heard anything, just their general perspectives. And mostly they just weren't even interested. Like they were like, yeah, I got shit to do. I'm not really following along. I think it's honestly just us traders, because we usually go into trades and then we wait. And so during the wait, we like go through all the shit that's going on in the world. The 2 years and the 30 years, 1 year forward is getting pretty nuts. Sorry guys, I'm just reading Twitter out loud at this point. I'm in the trucking. Yeah, but you're not really in the trucking industry. You're in the sales industry. We're starting a business is easy and profitable. Or are you not? I thought you were in sales. Shit, I thought you were doing I thought you were selling trucks. We broker out loads. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's so would that be like under logistics? Broker out my load. Jesus. Powerful. All right. Let's take a look at some Weebos picks. And then we'll go into some news stuff. Big insider buys for ASAM. Yep. Can confirm. This one is pretty recent. Unlikely to persist here on the SSR, but overall looks pretty damn good. Yeah, on the shorter term time frame, you probably missed this one a little bit, considering how the daily is outside of the band here for today. And the hourly is, well, the hourly's good as long as this stuff persists, but it doesn't have to persist for much longer. Where the SSR is, entropy is moving down, and QCV is in the red zone. Twitch censoring me, thanks, but what are you trying to say? Well, I guess you can't say it. Yeah. IEA is probably a decent play to the long side as long as you're above the do here. QCV turned up, HPP at 40.
You to jump like you trying to get stuck in the air. If you feeling so lit and don't care, shorty beat in the face in the mirror, up in the air. I want you to jump, 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 up in the air. I want you to jump.
Yeah, Sun alert went off. I remember insiders went crazy, just icing on the cake, to be honest. Yeah, that ASAN looks pretty crazy. Oh, do they have short volume on this as well?
You trying to get stuck in it. In the air.
It's too bad we don't have metrics on this on the daily, but judging by the SSR, I don't think this persists for too long here. Maybe another day into the end of the week. Maybe not even. Who knows? It is outside of the band currently, so it is pretty extreme. I would bet on this not persisting. Overall, looks good for a long or for an add to a portfolio. Just probably get a lower level over the course of next week. And if you look at the hourly, you could actually make the decision on the hourly if you get a QCV cross down, or if entropy starts picking back up again, or if the SSR goes outside of the band. That'll be a pretty decent tell. What do you guys think of Roku in general? What the fuck is a Roku? Is this like the Asian Netflix?
Like you trying to get stuck in it.
Shima puts her coffee on. Is it actually consumer durables electronics appliances? Oh shit, let's take a look at Roku. No, it's streaming players, smart TVs, and wireless speakers. What the fuck are you talking about? Machine my mom puts her coffee on. Oh, I get it. I get it. Alright, here we go. This thing. Yeah, okay. Stream some shit on it. Yeah, it's like a smart TV or Roku audio. Who are these guys? I disagree. Fuck off. Is this a US product? Yeah, I'm not gonna figure this out. All right. Overall, on the daily HEP, very high, has been Actually went pretty extreme on this move down. It was pretty extreme on the probabilities as well. Pretty decent buy and hold, I would assume. You know, usually we do see significant significant bottoms. That's such a TA term. It had a pretty good bleed out. Volatility got pretty extreme. Probably lower volatility in the future. Maybe some drift up, something like that. As long as you're above the due, would expect the big changes in price to come to the upside. Anything else that's crazy? No. Hearst is in trend, so positive returns are likely to be followed by positive returns, and likely high volatility does persist. Let's take a look at the weekly. We don't have those metrics on the weekly. Okay, let's take a look at like a 2-day. 2-day at 75. Entropy just started moving down, and QCV just started moving up. Pretty good on the hourly. Pretty good on the hourly. Oh shit, look at that. BTC is back up again. Holy. It's the market makers, guys. Man, Marky was telling me the pump was fake. Oh my god. Let's go. How's the Nasdaq doing? Pretty big pump for Nasdaq too. Let's go. We still haven't seen your damn dog yet. Let's take a look. Let me call him up. Okay, I got a story for you guys about the dog. We went on like a 4-hour walk today. Not by choice, by accident, because we got swarmed with a pack of wild dogs. And we got like attacked by German shepherds. Essentially, shit was wild. We made it out okay though, but it was a crazy day. Let me call him up. I'll be right back. All right, so this is the doggo. It is a puppy. It's 4 months. Grizzlies. Come here. You guys see him? Yeah, I think you guys can see him, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's a big boy. His dad, I think, was like 80, maybe 85 pounds. He's a bit of a loner, though. Yeah. I like him. I like him. He's gonna be big, and he's gonna protect us from all the crazy wild dogs that are out here. It's gonna be good stuff. And also, you can't really come into my house for for no reason. All right, how are the markets doing? Yeah, pretty powerful move up. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's go. On the hourly for the S&Ps, HEP still at 8.22, so very low. We got plenty of room. Also, SSR is getting pretty extreme here. He probably loves the cold. Yeah, he fucking loves the cold. He loves the cold. It is an American Akita. And he tries to eat the cat from time to time. Alright, what time is it? We're about an hour, not even. Less than an hour into this day. Let's do a quick little recap. See what else is trading. I haven't moved my shit over to Delta. I'm essentially just keeping a cash position going on Deribit. I got spot long, and I am long a put against that. I'm gonna be leaving that maybe until expiry, but probably not, because they're pretty far out. They're June puts, but I will be setting out probably next week on Monday. We will start doing some trading on Delta. I want to be doing some quicker stuff, probably sell and buy options for like a day maybe. He's a survivor. The cat, the cat is a fucking survivor. Honestly, the cat provokes the dog more than the dog provokes the cat. Sorry, Marky's messaging me over in Discord. RIP, even CNBC said it now. Inflation surges 7.5% on an annual basis. Yeah, well, you know, if CNBC said it, it is true. It is the most reliable source of information out there. FCell, let's take a look. Oh, also, let's take a look at Facebook, because we've been suggesting that it's unlikely to persist at those low levels. We were looking at that. FCell, powerful move up. Nice, holy shit. Probably, no, I'm not gonna say that. Plenty of room on volatility. Big changes in price are expected to the upside. I would remain with that. SR's got some room to go as well. Marky literally takes all of my arguments and then doesn't hear anything. It's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Yeah, nice FSOL. Let's take a look at Meta. Yeah, Meta coming back 232 currently. HVP at 100. Very extreme. Nice. All right, let's do a quick little recap, and then I will let you guys go. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's still within the first expected move. I remain that volatility is the thing to be betting on here. If we were to get a directional bias, it would still be to the upside here on the daily and to the downside on the weekly. Keep an eye on how this week finishes. This will be pretty important. We're not even on at the first expected move on the weekly yet, so we could move up to 47,483, and nothing really would change. You would have 70% chance of closing below there for the week. Currently within the first expected moves on the daily. 70% chance we close today below 45,948 and above 42,823. Nice. Hurst is in mean reversion, so we should be expecting lower volatility and positive returns to be followed by negative returns and vice versa. Let's take a look at the shorter term stuff. Obviously, pretty crazy move going from low volatility to high volatility in a matter of 3 hours. I wonder how the day is going to close today. Can we make any biases? Yeah, well, the bias would be to the upside here as long as you are above the due. I would assume momentum is positive here. And QCV attempting a cross up as well. So keep an eye on this. Let's take a look at the traditionals. Yeah, sure. Traditionals, nice move up here in the first hour. HEP at 78 within the first expected moves. Nice. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour not as crazy as it was on Bitcoin, but HEP was low, still low at 7.4. So likely over the next 5 days we do start to see pretty crazy volatility. Keep an eye on trend because nothing is really trending here. You don't have you don't have trend on the VRT, on the hourly, on the DWT, on the SSR, or on the Hurst. So we should be expecting to have negative returns to be followed by positive returns and vice versa, with the returns getting larger and larger as we are expecting volatility. For NASDAQ, yeah, very similar. Still within the first expected move. HEP at 89 on the daily, getting pretty high, but still with some room to go. On the hourly at 15, and also no autocorrelation present anywhere here. Not a favorable environment for Delta traders. Generally, if you are above the due, the big changes in price should be expected to come to the upside, but the thing to bet on here is higher volatility over the next 5 or so days. Nice. With that, I will leave you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate the company. It's always fun to hang out with people. I'll be back tomorrow for the weekly close. We'll be going over some stuff, and on Monday I will get the trading set up, and we will be probably streaming for much longer because we got plenty of opportunities to go through on the trading side. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Thursday. Don't get liquidated. Take care, guys. Peace.